Okay. We are commentating the video for the new challenge workout. So, the other day during the back squats, first of all, disclaimer, the reason we're dressed like this because it's Halloween. So happy Halloween. Carson's dressed as his girlfriend, Emily. I hear those ripping in the crotch while you do that. The seams are splitting. I'm dressed as Joe Exotic. My lovely fiance will be dressed as a tiger. And so that's the reason for the ridiculous outfit. So the workout challenge this month for November, which we are calling the December workout challenge so that the t-shirt looks coherent.
Can you explain that a little bit more in depth? Because I don't understand why we do a workout for the month, but then it's called the next month. Because
so it doesn't make any sense for you to do the September challenge and then have a Halloween-themed shirt that says September challenge winner.
So why don't you make it just a September theme? Sure.
Because then you would be getting the shirt after the month has passed.
Oh, okay, I see.
So then if we did the October challenge, it would be ending now, and then it would give you a Halloween-themed shirt on like November 6th.
Yeah, okay. So then you can wear the shirt for the whole month.
Yeah,
okay.
So the idea is to get the shirt ahead of time so that you can wear the themed shirt throughout the month.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit of confusion about that. I confused myself, honestly,
when
we first started that. So
if you keep talking, though, it makes sense after a while.
Yeah. If you tell yourself something over and over again, you can convince yourself of anything.
That's true. I do that about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
like, I'm attractive. If I say it enough.
I say that about me being skinny, but if I say that enough, I still,
Yeah. So, anyways, the workout. I'll put it up on the screen right now. There. Or there. Or there. Depending on where where I keyframe us in. But it's going to be 20 bar facing burpees, 50 deadlifts. 20 bar facing burpees, 50 front squats. 20 bar facing burpees, 50 power cleans, 20 bar facing burpees. Okay, so it starts and ends with burpees. It is a partner workout this time. Okay, so we are going to do this with a partner, and you will be able to split the reps up however you'd like. Okay, we are going to look to keep the reps somewhat standardized, and we would prefer that if you're going to do it with a partner, you have an extra person there kind of just watching to make sure that you're not necessarily even counting, but just like doing quality reps. The purpose of this is to have a little bit of fun, win some free t-shirts or whatever, and also to kind of prepare for the open. And so during the open you will be judged by a gym member, a fellow gym member who's going to watch your reps and make sure you're doing everything correctly. We talked about that in the podcast earlier this week, but when you do this, try and at least have someone there with you to keep yourselves honest. So you'll even see in the video, like Carson and I paired up and did this. We will not be submitting our times to the official leaderboard, but we could have done better on some of our movement standards, the deadlifts in particular. But now that we know that, if we were going to do it again and submit a score for real, we would do a better job. And so taking a video or just having someone there, because if we had someone there, they could have just told us, then we wouldn't have had to redo it. So we'll go ahead and start this guy up. I think we've got so here we go. We got 3, 2, 1, go.
This was me making sure Spencer had the video running.
And here we go. So we'll start with the burpees. I guess they can watch the video while we talk about it. So we've got our final time was 6:57 or 6:53 or something like that. I can't remember the exact time. But the way we split it up as a team was to do sets of 10 for everything. So Carson did 10, I did 10. Then he picked it up, did 10 deadlifts, then I did 10, and then kind of just bounced back and forth that way. I think when I did the math after we'd finished, I think Carson ended up doing like 20 more reps than me total for the whole workout, but it's pretty negligible. And yeah, I thought this workout was fun. I like doing partner workouts like this because it's like going like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off kind of. I mean, maybe even less than that for this workout. But yeah, so like you can see here, I don't stand up all the way, really.
Yeah.
It feels like I am, and in my defense, we haven't been deadlifting much recently, and so kind of like standing it up like you would like a clean deadlift, where you kind of like stop a little bit short because you're not popping your hips open. But in an open workout, that would not count. We would need those hips to open all the way up.
On that transition too, you can see I caught the bar like mid bounce, so I feel like that wouldn't really count either because you're supposed to start with the bar on the ground.
Right.
You know, so getting a little edge just to get faster, I think, is good, and it's always a good thing to do in CrossFit. But yeah, you can see I'm not standing up there at all.
Yeah, I think it was particularly with the deadlifts. I think our front squats were fine.
Yeah.
I like to think that at least that I'm pretty good about pushing my hips through all the way at the top. I can usually feel when my quads lock out and stuff at the top of the squat. So
I think it's also a hard thing that we don't really think about, that with a light deadlift, you know, movement where we're used to doing it heavy. You know, when you have a lighter movement and you have to do a lot of them, you're kind of doing the same amount of effort as far as completing the rep, but you're actually you're cutting some of it out because you're not having to extend all the way up.
Right.
You know,
Like it's not as
you don't have that cue of like finishing
right,
your rep.
Yeah, like the feeling isn't quite there because it's, for lack of a better term, almost too easy.
Yeah.
The weight on the bar, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, is 95-65. So 95 for men and 65 for ladies. So even these, I think, questionable maybe some of the reps at the beginning there, but now they're okay, I would say.
I will say that the first set of front squats it changes your mindset of this workout. It goes from being fun and lighthearted to like, oh God,
yeah,
this my legs are going to start hurting here in a little bit.
I think Carson and I pretty much moved with consistent like fast speed throughout this entire thing, except for me. I would say at the on my third set of front squats. So this is one that I did more reps than Carson was.
And honestly, that kind of made up for if I had to do extra reps. I don't really care because the front squats were hard.
Yeah,
so,
the front squats are the worst part of this workout.
Like about on the fourth rep of these, I was like, this sucks. I don't want to keep doing these.
And for me, the most shocking part, I would say, because you know what a 95-pound front squat or a 65-pound front squat's going to feel like, and it's going to be pretty painful, but
it's doable.
The burpee, the first couple jumps over the bar after doing the front squats, for me was pretty heinous. Yeah, like that. I definitely felt locked up when I tried that. So you can see here, I'm like, ugh. It slows down just a little bit when I pop my hips open.
You can see that I'm kind of just like, thank God I don't have to be doing this right now. I think the bar facing burpees were kind of fun because I think we talked about this after we finished it, that the sets of 10 made it so you could kind of sprint them. You know, if you're okay at burpees or if you can, you know, choke down some burpees, then 10 really isn't that bad.
Right. And you're only doing 10 per time you're doing burpee because there's only 20, so like you're only doing 10.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you're maybe not great at sustaining like high power for your burpees, you could with your partner decide to do like sets of 5, like really quick sets of 5. And I honestly don't think that would be much different in time. You would just have to make sure that your transitions are very smooth.
Yeah. I think here for the power cleans, it was interesting because we haven't really done a workout with fast, light power cleans in a while, and I kind of forgot what it was like to do unbroken ones. And this first set of 10 was me kind of trying to figure it out, I think, because I'm so used to doing singles where I do one and then drop it, you know, for...
Right, because I usually the workout's programmed in a way where that's the most efficient way to do it.
But this one, the power cleans were quote-unquote light enough that I think we were able to just kind of...
And that's definitely like something that could come up in the open. You know, like they've had workouts before that, like that one that was like 10 rounds for time, and it was like 8. What was it? It was like 8 ground to overhead and like 10 burpees or something like that. Remember that one?
Yeah.
But they have had lighter cycling, although I tend to think that it is usually a barbell that you would want to do singles with unless it's like a deadlift.
Right. And I think for me, when I was doing these, my whole mentality was like, how fast can I punch my elbows through the bar? And then again, towing that line like in deadlifts where it's like, how far can I go without this being a no rep, you know? How far do my elbows have to show?
Right. When it's light like that, because it's hard to get, like we were saying, it's hard to get those cues.
Right. Yeah, you don't have the weight pushing down on you that's forcing you kind of into the position. It's more, here it's just how fast can I go and how much can I cheat these reps. Sorry, not cheat. How much can I find an edge?
It's interesting. I'm going to posit the technique differences between the two of us, because when I'm doing them, when I come back down, I tend to like graze the body and kind of gather in the hip a little bit. So like I make contact on the way back down also, where you take it straight to the floor. And it's...
I see what you mean.
Because like... Yeah, the bar on the way down for me will make contact with my body, and you just take it straight to the ground. So I wonder like at what weight it becomes more or less efficient to do it that way, because I think that like you have more brute strength than I do, I would say. Like you're stronger and have, but I'm a little bit more technical than you are. So like I think if it was for me like 75, I would definitely want to go with something like that. But like even at 95 for me, like, which is probably what like 75 or 85 feels like for you, it makes more sense for me to kind of just like have that little space for me to know where I'm like gathering the bar and like.
I think that's smart too. I this is unrelated, but we're going to talk about it anyways. I think, you know, when we do devil's press or any sort of double dumbbell over the head and you have to bring it back down, I find myself when I watch people do it, you know, I kind of see them try to catch it and almost do like the back end of a kettlebell swing when they receive the dumbbells, and I kind of I throw them onto my hips almost and let my hips take that brunt, because I feel like that kind of saves my back more. Yeah. You know, as far as not blowing myself up or hurting myself, actually.
I find I've been doing it recently with the devil's press, and we're talking about this, like I'll like bring it back down to my shoulders and like
almost like front
bounce them. Yeah, like but it's not really like I don't like actually hold them in a support or anything, but I kind of like bring it back down to my shoulders and then bounce them forward and out into the kind of like the burpee position. But
right.
Yeah, so all done there. It was difficult, tough workout, but
it was fun.
It was definitely really fun. I think that like if you're going under 9 to 10 minutes on this, that's a good time. I honestly felt like this was probably one of the fastest workouts I've done in recent like months, like how fast I was able to push, but I think that is due to it being a partner workout. We briefly mentioned like what would it have been like if this was just by yourself.
Horrendous.
You know, and like so for Carson and I, it took us about 7 minutes, and he was like, "Do you think you could do that in under 15?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." I had to think about it first, but definitely not. Like the amount of power that you're outputting when you have like someone who's kind of relying on you, and someone to kind of like show up for, and then 2, when you're getting that rest, which makes it mentally easier to kind of just like sell out each time you're working, I don't think is like quite as sustainable. So even though this workout looks big on paper,
it's definitely a sprint.
You move so fast through the movements, especially with a partner, that it'll end pretty quickly. It's not. I don't think that really anyone's going to take more than 10 minutes for this one. So.
And I also think that it's important that you don't hold back, or try to pace any of it, because there's enough rest where, as long as you're not 100% selling out and redlining off of the first 10 set of burpees, I think you'll be okay.
Yep. So. Yeah, give this one a go. I'll put the T-shirt on the screen right now also. So I've made the T-shirt, and the T-shirt is hilarious. I think it's the best one we have yet.
Really?
Yeah, it's Drunk Santa Claus. He's drinking eggnog, and he's drunk, running over Grandma with his sleigh.
Is there a catchy like?
And then it just says, no, it just says, like Merry Christmas or like Happy Holidays from CrossFit Evviva. Just like something really stupid, but it's funny. Like it's a good T-shirt. So, yeah. And by the way, like if your team wins the T-shirt, you will both get one. It's not just one T-shirt. So
he's not cheap, is what he's saying.
It's the season of giving, man. Like come on. So we're gonna give a T-shirt to the both of the people that win, the top males and females. Which reminds me, I guess we should have gone over this first, but it's gonna be male teams and female teams. So you're only using one bar. So. Yeah, go ahead and give this one a try. See how it goes. You are welcome to try it as many times as you want, and like all the other challenges, we'll have the whiteboard up in the gym. You just put your time up there, and then at the end of November, I'll get your info, and we'll make you those shirts. So yeah, have fun with it.